choices impacted me, I'm going to make a new choice for me and for future generations. And I don't need to concern myself with why they won't or whether or not they will.
And thank you for showing me the way not to do it.
Whether or not they will be accountable for the things that they did. Because they made choices. People are always doing this and hear me good. Two things I want you to take away from this, Tati and everybody else. One, people are only ever doing what they believe to be their best or only option.
People are only doing what they believe to be their best
only option. Right now, in this moment, I have a decision to make. And the decision that I'm making is what I believe to be my best option or my only option.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
That's good.
And when we accept that, that is what opens us up to grace, to forgiveness, and to boundaries as well. Because if that's all you got,
you will see that.
And I'm requiring more, then you're going to see less of me.
And
that's it. And that's okay. And I'm not judging you. It's just me saying, okay, I see that. I see where you at. And I've grown beyond that place. And because I'm leaving that place and you're choosing to stay in that place, it feels like I'm leaving you, but I'm not. I'm leaving the place. You're just still there. And that's okay.
And I'm protecting.
And that's okay. And it's not even that I'm protecting. It is that I'm honoring. I'm honoring that my awareness is calling me to a different way of being in the world. And I'm going to follow that. I'm not going to apologize for it. And it's not because I'm judging you. It's because I'm choosing what I believe to be true for me.
Yeah.
And I don't need you to validate that by owning the stuff you did, because if you don't own your stuff, you got to live with that. I don't have to live with you not owning your stuff.
Yeah.
You do.
And
I don't got to keep being like, why won't you? Because you don't want to. And if you don't want to, okay.
And it's okay for people to disagree with
you. Because I remember when I didn't want to. I remember when I didn't want to own myself and I was doing what I wanted to do. Even when I was aware. How about that?
And
They may not even be aware. I was aware, and I still was like, "No, I'm through this though."
And I can't allow myself. I can't allow myself in the future of whatever I have going on, growth or whatever I need to move forward. It can't be predicated on if you let something go.
Forfeit that because you don't want to do what you don't want to do what I think you're supposed to do. I think you need to say this and do this to own that and be accountable. Because you don't do it like how I think you should do it. Right. I'm blaming you for me not being able to go get what. That's crazy.
Okay, wait. And now we're here, right? Because Joy, it's a whole nother conversation. You just open real quick. I want to deal with this conversation.
We already got like 3 pins, by the way. We got the 3 pins. We stuck a pin. I don't know if y'all remember the pins.
Right. Okay. Oh, right. Me and my wife was having a conversation about how you choose to respond to something because this is the way you would do it.
Correct.
Right. So me and my wife get into it about something, and I'm upset or bothered because I wouldn't have did it that way. I wouldn't have responded that way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have did it like that, but okay, whatever. And it bothers me or it bothers her.
Right.
It happens to people all the time.
Absolutely.
What is that thing about, like, if it didn't go the way like you said with the accountability part, if they won't hold themselves accountable, it would free you if you let that go.
Correct.
Of them.
Yeah.
So it's the same for me and how my wife doesn't need to do it the way I would have done it.
That's right.
And for me, that's a trap because I'm actually talking about my real life. I'm not using this for example. This is real life. Where I'm like, okay, I gotta let that go. This is a real thing.
You gotta let that go.
Even when we driving, like I would have made that left.
That's all right.
Man, y'all going to the same place.
If we still getting to where we going, then why does it matter how we go?
Place.
Why does it matter? It's a trap.
So what is that thing about? What is that about people that we? Not everybody, obviously, but people.
Yeah, you
do
right.
That. Okay, right.
It's called. There's a word for it. It's called projection. Is what we're doing.
Can I add to that too?
Please, yes, absolutely, you can.
I used to do this to Ayana all the time. Mm-hmm. I would be the aggressor, or the transgression would be on me.
Sure.
She would be hurt, or the pain would be in her.
Sure.
That I caused.
Yep.
And then I wouldn't feel right until she talked about it. Like I can't leave here until we fix this.
I need you to do what I would do to handle this in order. So this is what's
happening. I need you to be all right before I can leave. So, and it's my shit that caused her to be upset or hurt. And then I'm demanding her to be okay so I could go out into life. And
her healing at that point ain't about her.
How dirty and nasty is that shit?
Her healing is really about you. It ain't about her at that point.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's just so I can be comfortable and not think about it when I'm outside.
Exactly.
Okay, that has to be sometime too. So
correct. Welcome.
Welcome, dummies.
I want to appreciate your awareness of this because that is exactly what is happening, and that is often, again, the root of a lot of the issues that are coming up, right? So now what you're talking about is when I'm not clear about what I'm doing, then I'm coming in here with some other idea. Now I'm projecting that idea onto you, and I need you to live up to that for me to feel okay with me being, and that's what it is. I'm not clear about what this is really about. So I'm coming in with some expectation of what this is supposed to be. And in order for me to feel comfortable inside of this, I need you to capitulate to my expectations. So the role of the wife in my story is like this. Lights, camera, action. Play the role, girl. Or play the role, guy. Because this is the story I'm telling myself about what this is supposed to be. And you're not. Damn. You are not conceding to the story in the way I need you to for this to feel like the life that I said I was supposed to be living because I believed some other story that came from whoever knows where else about what it was supposed to be. So then I'm going to tell you why now, to the both of your point. There is a level of, belonging is a human drive that we all have. The need to belong. It's why people do all kind of stuff. Just to fit in. Right? We've seen it. So that's a natural human drive. And the highest experience of belonging is when somebody validates your presence. So not only do I belong, because we're married and you validated that, but the value that I bring to this collective experience that we're having, I need you to validate that to take my sense of belonging up a notch. The way you validate that is by saying that the way I'm doing this is the way it's supposed to be done. So when I say you're supposed to wash the dishes like this, and you like, nah, what I hear on the deeper level is how I do it is wrong. So I need you to do it my way to mirror back to me the way that I do it validate that what I believe is the right thing instead of accepting that
they do it another way.
They do it another way, and it doesn't mean that your truth is wrong. It just means that I can take the freeway, I can take the back streets. We still go in the same spot.
Right. And I'm used to, look at this, and I'm used to my family dealing with guess how I'm used to them dealing with problems. Sweeping shit under the rug.
And you decided I'm not going to do that. So we got to talk about it.
Yeah. So it's like, just say you're cool. Ayana's like, no. She comes from the same background, studied up. And she's like, no, I need to sit with this.
Correct.
Think about it.
So that when we do talk about it, I'm saying something that's going to move us towards a solution instead of just telling you how I feel, getting that off.
And me, I'm like, just be cool. Just be okay.
No. And what you're really saying, ooh, woo. Because here's what you're really saying.
I'm putting myself on the line, y'all. You know what I mean?
This is important. This is important because this is the importance of self-awareness. Because what you're saying is, I come from a family where we used to put things under the rug, and I told myself, I'm not going to do that. We're going to talk about it. But in you trying to force the talking about it, what this is really an expression of is your discomfort with the emotions that you have to sit with.
Yes.
And the reason why you're uncomfortable is because you came from a family that swept things under the rug and you don't have a practice of sitting with emotions. So because we swept it, I don't know how to sit with my emotions, but I promised myself I wasn't going to sweep it like that. Yeah. So we're going to talk about it. But the reason I'm pushing you to talk about it is because sitting with this is so uncomfortable.
It's so unfamiliar.
It's so uncomfortable that I'm like, you got to do this like this because it's really about me.
Yeah.
I don't care about your hurt.
I don't care really about your hurt. I just need you to say it because I need to know that I'm not the family that sweeps it under the rug because that's my commitment. My commitment is not to being that.
You know where it gets bad too? For lack of better terms, is that when they know, like my wife now, when she knows that it's not about her.
Yeah.
She knows that it's something about me that's very uncomfortable with her sitting in whatever she's sitting in, whether it's processing what happened, which we realistically need as humans sometimes to process something.
100%.
Absolutely. I need to understand.
I can sit my uncomfortable and be all squirmy. Now I'm going to force you